and writing the test scenario, writing the test cases, and in the execution of the test cases, if we found any bug, then assign to the developer. And I was a part of the daily stand-up calls. Uh, for defect management and project management, we are using the Jira tool, and for API testing, we are using Postman tool in our organization. Uh, that's all about that.
Okay. So Mayur, tell me what are your daily responsibilities? Like what is your day-to-day work?
Yes. First thing we have to clock in my system, and then my responsibility is I check my mail. What is my pending task?
Mm-hmm.
We have to test, and if any pending task, so first we need to do this. We need to test this functionality. What is the pending? And if not any pending task, so I am working on our current task, means what you are assigned by the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Current user story.
Okay.
So in which my daily responsibility is writing the test case. Then during the execution of test cases, we assign to the developer. Then after that, retesting, and at the end of the day, we're doing end-to-end testings for
Mm-hmm.
this functionality.
Okay.
That is our daily responsibility.
Okay. Can you tell me what are different non-functional testings we have?
Yeah, so non-functional testing in my organization, there is a separate teams, but I am aware about that. In which I am aware the recovery testing, then compatibility testing, then configuration testing, then sanitization testing,
Mm-hmm.
then globalization testing, and yeah, uh, I
Okay.
am aware about this non-functional testing.
What is zero level testing?
Yeah, zero level testings, we can say that the build verification testing means sanity testings in other
Mm-hmm.
language.
Mm-hmm.
So sanity testing is the first initial testings after the developing the product. Means developer create the software, then he deviate him, create create the test environment and insert the code, and send this build to the test environment. So we need to test or build is stable or not for the major testings. So in this sanity testing, we test the basic and core functionality, then page validation, then link validation, tab validation. So those things we have to test. In
Okay.
which we don't write the test cases because we are familiar with sanity testings.
And what if you find any bug?
Or if I found any bug in sanity testing, then I simply assign to the developer through mail.
Mm-hmm. So you don't raise any
We
bug in
in
the
sanity
system?
test, what
Do you raise it in the system or how is it?
I
Okay.
just mentioned in mail, because it's a critical defect,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not involved in test cases.
Okay. Okay. So we basically, if the defect is very critical, as in sanity, we only focus on critical functionalities. So if the defect is related to critical functionality, because of which your application cannot be tested further, in that case only you will raise a defect. If the defects are small or low priority, in that case we won't raise the defects. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell me what is top down and bottom up approaches we have?
Yes. Top down and bottom up approach is the integration testing parts. What top down and bottom up approach means we have a developer create a main model, but do not create a sub model. So developer has to create a dummy model for sub model, and we developer also involved in this, but tester also doing the top down approach. So top down approach, we have to test our main model is correct working or not as per requirement. So developer create a dummy model. We can say that a stub. Stub is a
Mm-hmm.
dummy program.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our top down approach, and bottom up approach is a developer create a sub model, and we don't have a main model. So we check the sub model functionalities are working fine or not. And
Okay.
for developer create the driver as a
Mm-hmm.
dummy. We can say
Mm-hmm.
that is a driver. With the help of driver, mm, we test the or sub model is working fine or not as per customer requirement.
Okay.
That is
And
our
in which
bottom up
format
approach.
do we have this stub and driver?
XML language.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Which methodology do you use?
We use agile methodology.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between agile and waterfall model?
Yes. Waterfall model is a stepwise representation in which customer in which in waterfall model customer have to uh, change the requirement, so we don't return to the return to the previous functionality, because in which focus on a plan focus on a plan, not focus on the module. And
Mm-hmm.
in agile methodology um, we focus on a module, particular module. So we can uh, in agile methodology, sprint delivery is uh, sprint delivery is 15 to 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
So and agile methodology, we can and for 15 to 30 days we can say that as sprint. And in in a sprint, in this 15 to 30 days sprint,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the test lead provide the user story,
Okay.
and with the help of user story,
Mm-hmm.
we write the test scenario and we write the test cases. And a customer can change uh, customer ch- customer can change the requirement at the any stage of the development in the agile methodology. And
Okay.
customer don't need to pay extra money for it. That is the main advantage of agile methodology.
Mm-hmm. And in waterfall, it is not
And
possible to change the requirement, right?
yeah,
Okay. Now tell me, what is the difference between retesting and regression testing, and when do we perform it?
yeah. Retesting we perform after the rising the bug and
Mm-hmm.
assigned to the developer. Whenever we assign generally retesting, we test at the two time, uh,
Mm-hmm.
before the rise the bug and after the rise, after solving the bug. So after solving the bug by developer again send the build to the same build to the test environment, and we have to test this build is working fine or not as per the previous. So, we test this functionality with multiple test data. That is
Mm-hmm.
our retestings. And we are talking about the regression testing. So regression testing is the process in which any new model is added,
Mm-hmm.
and or any change request is accepted. So we have to test. So for that our previous functionality is not impacted, uh, for not impacted for the any new models when added in functionality. So that purpose we have to test the regression testing.
Okay. Do you know what is meant by checkpoints? Have you heard of it?
Yeah,
What
yes.
is it?
And checkpoints is a part of the agile methodology. In agile methodology, we use the checkpoint. Suppose at the in a home in V model at the time of production, if bug is found, so we need to we need to postmortem testing. So, but in agile methodology, is benefits are checkpoints are available.
Mm-hmm.
So, so developer check the developer or tester also test the checkpoints. So, suppose we have a four model.
Mm-hmm.
So we have firstly check the first and second models. Checkpoints are connected between the two models. So we test the first and second models, and if don't get found any bug, then we have
Mm-hmm.
to check third and fourth model. So in third and fourth model we have to found any bug.
Mm-hmm.
So so this code is highlighted in red color. So for the checkpoints benefits is we don't need to check every models. That is
Mm-hmm.
the main advantage of the agile methodology.
Okay. Okay. What is the difference between use case and test case?
uh, Use case.
Use cases and test cases. Do we write use cases or do we write
uh,
test cases?
n- no, we not write use cases, we write only test cases.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Test cases is with the help of the scenario we write the test cases
So what is the
as a
difference
positive
between
and
use case and test case?
uh, uh, I know about the use cases, but I am not recall it. Sorry, I am only aware about very much aware about the test cases.
So how can we define test case? What is test case?
Yeah, yes. According to user story, we write the test case scenario. Test scenario is the test the particular area, and with the help of test scenario, we write the test cases, and in test cases we write the positive and negative aspect. Then
But
we write the
what is a test case? How can you define it? Why do we need to write test case? What is test
uh,
case?
uh, for our software is working fine as per the customer requirement, and not any defect found, and
Okay,
it's
listen,
a
listen. You can say that test cases are steps to test particular application. As simple as that. Test cases are steps to test that particular application.
okay.
Okay, and use
Okay,
cases are steps to use that particular application.
okay,
Understand the difference? Use cases are steps to use, test cases are steps to test. Test cases are for us, for testers. Use cases are for real time users, end user. So
okay.
with every device we get user manual, right? Have you seen user manual?
Yes, user manual is a functional flow of our functionality, and
Functional
with the
flow of
help
our
of user,
functionality. Okay, it is designed
yeah,
for our end user. Looking at that user manual,
yes,
we can know how to use that particular device. So those are nothing
yes,
but your use cases. Okay.
okay,
Now tell me what are the attributes you use in your test case format? You write test cases,
uh,
right?
yeah, right.
So what are the different things you mention while writing test cases?
uh, Means you say that Lagos testing technique, which technique we are using while
When
writing the test
you
case.
no, you write test cases. So what are the different parameters you mention while writing the test cases? You must be having some format, right?
uh, Test case format.
Yeah. So what are the different parameters it has?
or test scenario ID, then then test scenario description, then
Mm-hmm.
test case ID, then description, then prerequisite, then then test data, then
Mm-hmm.
expected result, then actual result, then status, whatever or test case pass or fail,
Mm-hmm.
and after that the dev comment, then test comment,
Mm-hmm.
and executed by and executed date and updated on
Okay.
that.
Okay.
That is our test case format.
All right. Now let us say you are having a mobile case,
Okay.
okay, and you have to write test cases on that mobile case. Tell me any five test cases.
For mobile,
Mobile case. Use the mobile cover.
uh, mobile cover.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, for mobile cover. Okay. So verify that size of the cover and verify that the mobiles are completely fitting. Verify that completely fitting with the cover.
Hmm.
Then verify that cover is flexible or not as per the customer requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Then verify that the verify that cover camera portion, then headphone portions are com complete completely completely accurate with the position attached with mobile or not. Then verify that after providing the cover, sound is mobile sound is correctly out correctly correctly their output or not. Then okay, that is our file test case.
Other than this, anything else?
Yes. Verify that after dropping the mobile from 3 or 4 meters,
Hmm.
mobile damage or not.
It's not about mobile. It's about mobile cover. You are telling me test cases of mobile. That mobile sound should come or like that. I'm asking you to tell me test cases on mobile cover, not mobile. Remove mobile from that cover. Now tell me.
Only mobile.
Only mobile.
Okay. Firstly, we write the GI test cases. Verify that display of the mobile
It's not
is
about
correctly.
mobile. It's about mobile cover.
You say that na only mobile.
मोबाईल काढून टाक म्हटलं त्या कव्हर मधनं फक्त मोबाईल कव्हर वरती आपल्याला टेस्ट केसेस पाहिजे.
Okay. Verify that size of the mobile. Verify that verify that length and width of the mobile cover as per requirement or not.
Mm-hmm.
Verify that it's flexible or not.
Mm-hmm.
Verify that mobile cover is verify that thickness of the mobile cover. Then
Mm-hmm.
verify that mo-
Color of the
verify
mobile
that
cover as per requirement. Material of the cover is as per requirement. See if the cover is flexible or not. Is it
yes,
transparent or not? बरोबर.
yes,
Slip.
yes.
It shouldn't be slippy. Okay. Do you know what is meant by performance testing?
Performance testing is the how performance testing is the process of how much in which time or software is re,
Okay. What is testability matrix?
traceability matrix is the mapping between the test cases and test
Mapping between test cases and
mapping between the test case and test case scenario.
test case scenario. Or simply user stories, you can say. Why do we prepare traceability matrix?
Uh, Traceability matrix.
We prepare traceability matrix to ensure if the testing is done 100% or not. What is the test coverage? To find out that test coverage, we need to prepare traceability matrix.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo.
Okay.
I'll ask you some questions on database. What is the difference between delete, drop, and truncate?
Uh, delete delete method is used to delete the particular data in database and uh, what you say.
Delete, drop, and truncate.
Okay, so drop method is used to delete the data from database and truncate method used to uh,
Hmm.
uh, de- uh, delete the data as well as structure in database.
Okay.
Data and structure
And what is
both are
truncate?
deleted. That truncate used for data as well as structures. Structures
Okay.
are deleted in
What
database.
about drop?
And drop method used to only data delete in database. All the
You
data.
have you have mixed truncate and drop. Drop we use to delete structure as well as data. Truncate is only used to delete data, not the structure.
Okay.
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 Now let us consider we are having one table. If you are having a page, you can draw it. We are having a table where there are columns like employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. Three columns we are having.
Okay.
Okay. Now we are
Okay.
having a salary band like 40,000. So there will be 10 people with salary as 40,000, 10 people with salary as 50,000, 10 people with salary as 30,000. Now, what will be the query to find out employees as per their salary group? In the output, I want employee salary. Let us say if it's 50,000. So, how many people have 50,000 salaries?
Select star from means a table employee where salary
Hmm.
in employee name and salary.
Will that work? Select star from employees where salary in what?
Select star from table name means select star from employee where salary in employee ID equal to employee
Hmm.
salary.
Employee, employee ID equals to employee salary.
Not correct. I think.
How will this?
No.
How can you compare two columns? No, EMP ID equals to employee salary. What does this experiment? Very simple. We want to count the employees. So select. Then we need to count. You can use any column like employee ID, comma employee salary from employees where not where, group by EMP salary. Simple. So this way we will get salary and count of the employees for that particular salary. Can you tell me how can
Okay.
we rename a column?
Okay. With the help of alter method, we rename our column. Alter
Hmm.
uh, alter table
Hmm.
name,
Hmm.
then rename column,
Hmm.
column name to
Hmm.
new column name, previous column name to new column name.
Okay, that one is correct. Okay. Next is what is the difference between primary key and foreign key?
So primary key is a constraint which is used while inserting data or creating table,
Mm-hmm.
and in which we following some properties. So
Mm-hmm.
in primary key, duplicate values are not acceptable, and only one primary key is allowed in table, and null value are not allowed. And in a foreign key is a constraint which is used while inserting data or creating table, uh, in which we following some properties. So in which null values are allowed in foreign key, and more than only one foreign key is allowed in table.
Okay. How can I get common data between two tables?
So select table 1 column 1, table 2 column 1 from table 1, inner join table 2 on table 1 column 1 equal to table 2 column 1.
Okay. Well, I did not ask you about the query. You should have simply said that by using inner join we can do that. That is also enough.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's have some questions on API. So tell me what are the different status codes you come across while testing?
So 200 is okay, then
Mm-hmm.
201 for 201 is created, then 400 for bad request, then
Mm-hmm.
400 when it's unauthorized, then 403 is forbidden, then 404 is not found, then 500 is internal server error, and
Mm-hmm.
503 is a service not available.
So when will
That
you
is
get
our status
400
code.
bad request?
When functionality is not as per the customer requirement, and we send the request from postman, that time we will found the 400. Functionality is not correct, that time
Are
we
you
will
sure?
found the 400.
Are you sure?
Means URL is not correct,
Yeah, so
API
you'll
is
get
not correct.
401. If URL is not correct, you'll get 401 unauthorized, not 400.
400 is will found when request is not correct. Suppose
What do you mean by request is not
at
correct?
uh, at the time of get method we use the post method,
Hmm.
that time we will found the 400 status code.
No, you won't get 400 in that case as well. 400 bad request you will get when you are processing a request with invalid input. So whenever we are processing a request, we need to pass payload, right? Request body. So
Yes.
for example, if you are passing in incorrect parameters, like there is a account number, so account number should be numbers, but you are passing characters into that. In that case, you will get 400 bad request.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know what is 408?
408.
Yeah.
No, no, I am not aware of.
Okay. 408 is a request timeout error.
Okay.
When can we get request timeout error? Any idea?
What?
When will you get 408?
No, I have not
Okay.
idea. Please tell
Okay.
me.
So it's when like if request is taking more than required time. For example, one request is there, so a response should come within 10 seconds. But if the request is taking more than 10 seconds, in that case you will get 408 request timeout error. Okay.
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 Okay, got it.